And a very good morning. We're approaching 6 minutes after 6, and not super frosty, but hanging around 30 degrees, and we'll be warming up just a little bit as you get out on this Friday and maybe do some holiday shopping. Weather doesn't look all that bad, which we're going to get to momentarily on this Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. Hope you and yours had a wonderful day. As we check out the weather forecast for the listening area, it's brought to you this time around by Manchester Brick Materials. They have two convenient locations taking care of your needs, booking appointments as we speak into 2026. All you have to do is call Darcy at 802-633-4122. Manchester Brick Materials has two convenient locations, 596 Cross Road, Waterford, Route 5 North, East Reigate. 802-633-4122.
Is part of your property too tough to mow? Or do you need a new driveway? Or must fix your old one? Ask Manchester Brick Materials for a quote today. Plus for topsoil, erosion stone, riprap, and stay mat. Plus crushed stone products from 3/4 inch plant mix up to 5 inches. Manchester Brick Materials will deliver or load it for you. 6:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. weekdays, 7 a.m. to 12 noon Saturdays, or by appointment. We will rock you with competitive pricing and estimates. Call 802-633-4122.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today: scattered snow showers mainly over high terrain. High temperatures in the upper 20s to mid-30s, west winds gusting to 30 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, scattered snow showers, periods of blowing snow, lows in the low to mid-20s, west winds gusting to 25. Chance of snow showers Saturday, mainly in the mountains, highs in the upper 20s to lower 30s, northwest winds gusty early, then diminishing. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
And we're at 29 degrees at 7 minutes after 6 at our Route 302 broadcast studios. Good morning. Here's the weather, and presented by Manchester Brick Materials. They have two convenient locations taking care of your needs, 596 Crossroad, Waterford, Route 5 Northeast Reigate. Again, 802-633-4122 to line up your projects.
Patriots return to practice tomorrow. Next game, Monday night at Gillette with the New York Giants. But before talking team, Coach Mike Vrabel was thankful.
The opportunity, my family. And then I would say the opportunity to coach this team. I think there's players, the coaches, the staff. That's what I'm thankful for. Got some good friends that have helped along the years.
Patriots coach Mike Vrabel, receiver Stephon Diggs, talking, no doubt, thankful. And then it was on to the Giants next Monday.
Unfortunately, we do got some guys banged up. Got to trust the next man that's up. Got to prepare the right way because this is a damn good defense and everybody knows it. Everybody in the league seen it. They were just in a dogfight last week with a real good team. It's going to be key for us to be at the top of our game. Going into another primetime game. It's going to be another hostile environment. Really look forward to it.
Patriots receiver Stephon Diggs.
Hi, it's Chelsea from Wise, and this is our 10th year producing Wise Words. Today, Lydia, a senior from Lebanon High School, is sharing Wise Words.
We know that consent is not hard or confusing. You just have to ask. But consent is more than asking just one question. For us to give consent, we need more information, like knowing how old the other person is, what we're agreeing to do, and what we don't want to do. Maybe we want to know whether we're exclusive or seeing other people, and what precautions we want to feel safe. We get to decide for ourselves what information we need to make an informed choice, and we get to stop whenever things aren't feeling right. We all deserve partners who listen to us, don't pressure us into things that make us feel uncomfortable, and stop when things aren't okay. What do you need to feel ready to say yes?
These Wise Words are supported by the Hypertherm Hope Foundation, a proud sponsor of Wise and our goal to end violence, share hope, and change lives. To learn more, please visit our website, wiseuv.org.
Hey, good morning. 16 minutes after 6 on this long holiday weekend. Hope you enjoyed the Thanksgiving day and now head off into the busy holiday shopping season. And do your best to shop locally. A reminder that Jazzy's Children Fund will have their craft vendor fair coming up Saturday, December 6th. That'll be a week from tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Blue Mountain Union School. Food will be available for breakfast and lunch, and Santa will have a busy day being there all day long. Saturday, December 6th at Blue Mountain Union School. And now the weather for the long holiday weekend is being brought to you by Wells River Chevrolet. And by the way, Ted Cooper will be chatting with us at about 7:45 this morning, as he does every couple of weeks. And Wells River Chevrolet is part of the Autosaver Group, by the way, and that's a really big deal, as in the Autosaver Group's Big Deal Plus that comes at no charge with the purchase or lease with every new or used vehicle at Wells River Chevrolet.
Hi, this is Grace from the Autosaver Group's Wells River Chevrolet. Chevy has some really great vehicles like the sporty and affordable Trax, Trailblazer, and Equinox. We have the third row Traverse, the Tahoe, and of course the Chevy Silverado. Wells River Chevy, we also have the all-electric Blazer, Equinox, and Silverado EVs. We have something for everyone, and they all come with the Big Deal Plus. Stop by or shop online anytime at wellsriverchevy.com. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, scattered snow showers mainly over high terrain, high temperatures in the upper 20s to mid-30s, west winds gusting to 30 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, scattered snow showers, periods of blowing snow, lows in the low to mid-20s, west winds gusting to 25. Chance of snow showers Saturday, mainly in the mountains, highs in the upper 20s to lower 30s, northwest winds gusty early, then diminishing. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
At 18 minutes after 6, 29 degrees. And there you have it. There's the weather. And it's brought to you by Wells River Chevrolet, which is part of the Autosaver Group. And that's a really big deal. Same great people, same great experience. And now the Big Deal Plus on the web at wellsriverchevy.com. A few minutes away from a conversation with Paul Ordway, PTO's Repair, right there in Fairleigh. We'll look forward to that. Checking out the Fisher plows and Fisher sanders heading into that time of the year. 28 minutes after 6 on this Friday. It's the long holiday Thanksgiving weekend. Getting out there, doing some holiday shopping, I suppose, and do your best to shop local, support our local businesses. Reminder, there's going to be a pop-up story time with Mrs. Claus coming up Monday, December 8th, 6:30 p.m. at the Robert E. Clifford Memorial Building in Woodsville. Cookies and cocoa, photo time will be available, and the event is by donation and supported by the Haverhill Parks and Recreation Commission. And now the weather for all of northeast Vermont, northwest New Hampshire, the upper Connecticut River Valley, and it's brought to you by St. Johnsbury Chrysler, Dodge Jeep Ram, which is part of the Autosaver Group, where every deal comes with a Big Deal Plus. A 2-year unlimited schedule maintenance plan, which includes free state inspections for life.
So where's the big deal? Holy shamoly, it's Matt LeCire from the Autosaver Group, St. Johnsbury Chrysler, Dodge Jeep Ram. It's the Black Friday sales event, and if you've been waiting for the perfect time to grab a brand new truck, your wait is over. Right now, you can lease a brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab for just $479 per month for 42 months with zero money down. That's right, zero money down, and you're driving one of the toughest, most capable full-size trucks on the road. With legendary Ram power, luxury comfort, and head-turning Bighorn style, this truck is built to take on Vermont and New Hampshire's toughest roads and look good doing it. So don't wait, these Ram 1500 Bighorns are moving fast. Come see us today on Memorial Drive in St. Johnsbury, Vermont, just past the railroad tracks. Check us out online at stjohnsburycdjr.com.
Leases for stock number SJR 25230. 10,000 miles per year, 35,000 total miles, 30 cents per mile over. Tax, title fees, and registration extra. Must have a Stellantis brand lease and household to qualify. First payment due at signing.
St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, where Vermont drives Ram tough.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, scattered snow showers mainly over high terrain, high temperatures in the upper 20s to mid-30s, west winds gusting to 30 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, scattered snow showers, periods of blowing snow, lows in the low to mid-20s, west winds gusting to 25. Chance of snow showers Saturday, mainly in the mountains, highs in the upper 20s to lower 30s, northwest winds gusty early, then diminishing. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
At 6:30, it's 29 degrees. And coming up in an hour or so, shortly after 7:30, after birthdays and anniversaries, we'll be chatting via telephone live with the Fairbanks Museum and Planetarium. Our meteorologists keep you updated 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Find out what the weather is for the listening area. This time brought to you by St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, which is part of the Autosaver Group. At stjohnsburycdjr.com, 200 Memorial Drive in St. Johnsbury. All right, it's 6:32, as promised. Paul Ordway, PTO's Repair in Fairleigh. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Stephen John. How are we doing today?
Doing all right. All right, you survived, obviously, a Thanksgiving meal, right?
Yes, I did. It was very good.
Good. Did you stay home and do traveling? What'd you do?
We stayed home.
Good.
The girls and the grandsons came here, and we had a good time.
Good to hear. So it's also considered Black Friday. We're heading into the busy holiday shopping season, and I assume people stop in and shop for accessories and plows and sanders there?
They do. We have a few people who inquire about some, what can I give my husband and blah, blah. And, you can get him a gift certificate to have his plow service. You can buy a plow parka. It's a cover that goes over the headgear of the plow. I don't know. I think it's 200 and something, but that's a nice plastic cover with a Fisher splatter on it. It covers the headgear and stuff.
Yeah, well, thousands of dollars for a plow and all that stuff. You want that thing running. How about how about your sanders?
Helps it out, especially if you can't put it inside between storms and you take it off. This will keep it covered from the rain and sun and whatever.
Yeah. There's a certain amount of maintenance done on those sanders, too, isn't there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to keep those washed out, especially if you use salt. Wash them out often, keep them greased up every storm, check things over, check the bed chain adjustment, all kinds of little stuff to make it last longer and do the job for you.
Mm-hmm. Now, PTO's Repair, you have moved, so let's talk about your new location, where it's at, and all that stuff, Paul.
Yeah, we are 3.6 miles south of the traffic light in Bradford. We're down on Route 5 in Fairleigh. It's the original tool barn just north of Farmer Hodges. Everybody knows what Farmer Hodges is. We're just north there on the left if you're going south on 5. It's like 2.3 miles from Lake Moyer Road in Fairleigh. If you get off in Fairleigh and come north, we're on the right.
Good location, then.
It's very nice, yeah. The parts room, the showroom, whatever for the parts is bigger. A lot of people have been in and their eyeballs are, glowing, and they're like, wow, you got some parts. Well, we've had parts, you just couldn't see them all, and now they're out there, and you're still not seeing everything. Our cutting edges and our big boxes and that kind of thing, rubber deflectors and stuff are out in the cold room, and but just the parts that you need to keep you going are out front, and there's a lot there.
Yeah, and you have people come from actually quite a long distance to get stuff from you, don't you?
We do. Last few weeks, Bromley Mountain's been up. A guy from over Morrisville area. Mm-hmm. Had a guy from Morrisville came down, got his truck site all done, new wiring, new mounts and stuff on his new truck. East Montpelier, Scutney, Plymouth Hospital, they come out. Plymouth, New Hampshire Hospital comes over and gets stuff for their plow. So we're right there, and a lot of people come, and we sell a lot of parts out the door.
Yeah, you got a little bit more breathing room where you're at now in regards to your parking lot and stuff, don't you?
Yes, yeah. The parking lot is pretty much all ours. There is an apartment building next door, so there's a few cars there, but everything else is ours, and we're not jogging around vehicles and having to move vehicles to get ours in. It's nicer, and it's working out well.
If you have to, do you make any kind of deliveries?
I try not to. I will meet people.
There you go, okay.
Kind of thing. I've met a few people to Bradford Park and Ride, the tents we've moved and that kind of thing, but try not to. If there's some parts that we need to ship long distance, we'll take it and ship it to you. And it's rather crazy, but
I bet.
We've been there 20 years in the business for Fisher, and it's going well.
Yeah. So you still have the 222 exchange, which is typically Bradford, even though you're in Fairleigh now, but you're at 6152 is your number.
Yeah, it's something. It's the phone is through a computer system or something. I don't know. And we were able to keep the 222, so people really knew it was us. It is us. We do just Fisher plows and sanders. We don't do any automotive stuff like we did a couple of years ago. with just Fisher plows and sanders, install, repairs, maintenance, whatever.
Sure. Okay. And, of course, we said 222-6152. And you also have a website, so additional information is there, including your E-Match plow selection system.
Absolutely. You can go on to ptosrepair.com, or you can go to fisherplows.com. Up top, you'll see a E-Match button. Click that, and then it will say, it'll bring a picture of a truck. Click on that, and then it will ask you 3 pages of questions: the year, the vehicle, the make, the model, the engine, the cab, the bed, engine size, and that kind of thing. And you click on all the information that's yours, and then it will give you pictures of any plow that's approved to go into that vehicle.
Nice. Okay. And if they have additional questions, they can contact you.
Absolutely, and we'll walk you through the E-Match, and we'll do it on our end and confirm that we're good to go and what plow you can choose. And a lot of it is talk to you about what are you doing with the plow. Are you doing 1-2 driveways, or are you going to be picking up more? So we're picking the right plow for you for what you're doing.
Yeah. Okay. And then, of course, it's you and Kim, your wife, that make PTO's repair a success.
Yeah, we're still going at it, and we started in 2005, and we're still going. So it's been great, and we enjoy doing the Fisher plow stuff, and we keeping that going.
Good. All right. Well, we wish you a good weekend, and we'll continue to do this, right up through the holidays and through the winter months.
Alrighty, and hopefully everybody had a good Thanksgiving, and be careful if you're out there traveling this weekend, either to or from, and just be careful and be courteous, to others, and make everybody share the road, and let's be safe.
So true. All right. Enjoy the weekend, Paul.
All right, you too. Thanks.
Thank you. 6:39. Will I update you on the weather forecast? Speaking of weather and your Fisher snow plows and your Fisher sanders, you can get at PTO's Repair and Fairly. We'll take a break here for a minute or so, and then we will take a look at the forecast for the listening area.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
We're coming up on 6:41, and we're still at 20, actually dropped 28 at our Route 302 broadcast studios under partly cloudy skies. This weather's brought to you by Chief Crushing and Excavation, and they pull product that includes sand and gravel, topsoil, clay fill, stay mat, ledge, and specialty items such as that blue ledge and septic sand. Chief is available at 802-584-3868.
Chief Crushing and Excavation, with plenty of products available that can be delivered to you from one of their many nearby Vermont or New Hampshire locations. Products available include sand for septic systems, crushed gravel, topsoil, clay fill, stay mat, ledge, and specialty items such as blue ledge and gravel. Excavation and land clearing services are also available. Chief Crushing and Excavation is fully insured and has the knowledge, know-how, and equipment to get the job done right for you. For quarry operating hours, pricing, and directions, call Chief Crushing and Excavation at 802-584-3868.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today: scattered snow showers mainly over high terrain, high temperatures in the upper 20s to mid-30s, west winds gusting to 30 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, scattered snow showers, periods of blowing snow, lows in the low to mid-20s, west winds gusting to 25. Chance of snow showers Saturday, mainly in the mountains, highs in the upper 20s to lower 30s, northwest winds gusty early, then diminishing. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
Thank you, Lawrence. Updated weather this time around brought to you by Chief Crushing and Excavation, lining up projects into 2026 and beyond. Call Chief today at 802-584-3868. And at 6:42, our temperature is at 28 degrees. Gear up for cold weather from head to toe with a trip to Farmway in Bradford. They're stocked high with footwear, clothing, and winter accessories to keep you comfortable no matter what. Their winter woolies will keep you warm and dry. The choices include Smart Woolen, Darn Tough Socks, Uggs, and Acorn Slippers, minus 33 long underwear and clothing, Johnson wool pants and jackets. All this and more, including numerous world-famous names that you have trusted for years. Gear up for cold weather from head to toe with a trip to Farmway in Bradford.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, scattered snow showers mainly over high terrain, high temperatures in the upper 20s to mid-30s, west winds gusting to 30 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, scattered snow showers, periods of blowing snow, lows in the low to mid-20s, west winds gusting to 25. Chance of snow showers Saturday, mainly in the mountains, highs in the upper 20s to lower 30s, northwest winds gusty early, then diminishing. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
And good morning. It's 6:50. We're sitting at 28 degrees under partly cloudy skies, and I guess the winds could pick up just a little bit. It's the Black Friday sale that's going on through December 6th, and with some brands that may be excluded due to the vendor restrictions at Farmway. Be sure to stop in and check it out, and don't forget their gift certificates. They never expire. They get some huge savings, and don't forget too that when you buy those socks, they're 20% off. Smart Wool and Darn Tough, you buy 12, and of course they are cheaper by the dozen. Buy 12 and get 30% off. Those are just some of the savings you can take advantage of during the Black Friday sale that's going on as we speak at Farmway in Bradford. Our next weather we'll be checking when we come out of the 7 o'clock news. We're just a few minutes away from that at the top of the hour. And then coming up in the 7 o'clock hour, conversation I had recently with Bob Yaroshevich, Wild Vermont Customs, Wise Enterprises. Birthdays and anniversaries at 7:30. We'll come out of that chatting with Mark Breen at the Fairbanks Museum. And then a conversation with Ted Cooper at Wells River Chevrolet. That wraps up the 7 o'clock hour. Head into a busy 8 o'clock hour, chatting with Lorenzo Wilhite and Jonathan Hobbs from Wells River Savings, your good neighbor bank. And then our regular Valley Floors, Ryan Chase and the gang at Valley Floors. And then once a month, Dana Huntington from North Haverhill Agway checks in and gives us the update as to what's happening at the store on Route 10. And then Brian and Cuba and Maddie were in here from Cottage Hospital shortly after 8:30. We'll get that update as I had a conversation with them from Cottage Hospital just a couple of days ago. So, yeah, it's a pretty busy morning on this Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. Hope you're enjoying the holidays. We have a few things we can run down that are happening in the listening area, including the headlines from the current edition of the Journal Opinion, with the bridge closure length known for Creamery Road in South Reigate. Passengers stuck in Bradford Academy elevator. Businessman pleads guilty to fraud. Meeting postponed after open meeting changes. New courthouse inches forward, and business buzz. Mount Moose Lock candies, as well as the Small Business Saturday in Bradford. They have pages in regards to that, and many, many other things that you'll want to check out in the current edition of the Journal Opinion. I want to remind you, too, there's going to be a New Year's Eve celebration with Carly Blood. That's going to be happening at the American Legion in Woodsville. The tickets are only $25 per person, and the doors open at 7 p.m. And get your tickets. They will be selling out fast. That's the New Year's celebration at the American Legion in Woodsville. New Year's Eve with Carly Blood. And don't forget the story time with Mrs. Claus with the Haverhill Parks and Recreation. That's coming up Monday, December 8th at 6:30 p.m. at the Robert E. Clifford Building. Cookies and cocoa. Photo time will be available. And this event is by donation and supported by the Haverhill Parks and Recreation Commission. And Jazzy's Children Fund, their craft vendor fairs coming up Saturday, December 6th, 9 to 3, Blue Mountain Union School. Food will be available for breakfast and lunch. And a busy day for Santa Claus, as Santa will be there all day. We're heading to a busy 7 o'clock hour this morning at Your Country, WYKR. We'll take a break here for a few minutes, check out the latest world and national news with the CBS World News Network. Online, check it out, and then take a visit to Crosstown. Crosstown wants to buy your vehicle. Demand for used vehicles is at an all-time high, while supply is at an all-time low. What does that mean for you? Your vehicle could be worth thousands more than what you owe or what you own it for. Find out now with their easy appraisal process and get a cash offer today. If you want to get out of your lease early, let them show you how easy it can be and possibly leave with cash in hand. Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat is also by your side whenever you need any car service and repair work done in Littleton.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast for today, scattered snow showers mainly over high terrain, high temperatures in the upper 20s to mid-30s, west winds gusting to 30 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly cloudy, scattered snow showers, periods of blowing snow, lows in the low to mid-20s, west winds gusting to 25, chance of snow showers Saturday, mainly in the mountains, highs in the upper 20s to lower 30s, northwest winds gusty early, then diminishing. I'm meteorologist Lawrence Hayes for WYKR.
Thank you, Lawrence. At 5 minutes after 7, let's see, we're at 27 degrees, mostly cloudy skies right now. And there you have it. That's the updated look at the weather. Compliments of our sponsor, Crosstown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Littleton, home of the big deal. And also our meteorologist. We'll be chatting with Mark Breen shortly after 7:30 this morning. Hope you can be here listening as we'll find out who has birthdays and anniversaries at 7:30. And then we go to our conversation with Mark Breen at the Fairbanks Museum. Wise Enterprises.
Hi, I'm Brian George, Junior Commercial Loan Officer at Wells River Savings. What makes a good bank? For some, it's convenience. For others, it's trust. At Wells River Savings Bank, you don't have to choose. For over 130 years, we've been right here in your community. Neighbors helping neighbors, offering the financial tools you need, paired with the personal service you deserve. Whether it's buying your first home, growing your business, or planning for the future, our local experts are ready to guide you every step of the way. We may be your small town bank, but we bring the knowledge and experience of a big bank, delivered with a friendly smile you know and trust. Wells River Savings Bank, where community comes first and financial success follows. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Wells River Savings Bank, your good neighbor bank. It's good to know your neighbors.
Bob Yaroshevich is with us, Vermont Customs, Wise Enterprises. And, of course, if you remember, our regular listeners, a couple of weeks ago, he gave us a huge rundown, in depth, about what Wise Enterprises is all about. So everything is good there.
It is. It's very busy.
Keeping you busy.
Yeah, we got some big projects coming up there. We're doing the one distillery in Ferrisburg this year. That's doing part one, which is the bakery part. Next year, the distillery part is going up. We're going to do a project with a guy that's going to be the largest chestnut producer in the East Coast. And I just got emails about doing another distillery project. So, yeah, Wise Enterprise has been very busy.
So typically like a 2, maybe 3 hour drive one way for these projects.
Yeah, I mean, we try to stay within a comfortable driving distance.
Yeah.
We have so much going on. It's really hard. I used to travel all over. I've done projects down in San Antonio and down in Dover, Delaware, and out in Arkansas and all over the place. But, it makes it really hard to take care of our good local customers if we're gone and out of state. So we've kind of changed focus, and we're trying to stay within kind of a comfortable distance where we don't have to stay on the road, really, where we can come back. And even some of the jobs, when we're doing this chestnut job, it's down in Salem, New York. We'll stay down there for a night or two, but at least it won't be having all the air travel and stuff back and forth and shipping tools and all that good stuff.
Well, you also kind of got a mini farm that you got on your property too, don't you? So you got animals you got to take care of.
Yeah, we do. I mean, so if we're on the road, I got to make sure I have someone to cover that stuff. So it's certainly easier this way.
Okay. So primarily, Vermont Customs, which is the other part of your business, is more probably for our listeners.
It is.
For the most part.
Yeah, it is. It's more for the layperson and somebody who just wants to make stuff custom to them and kind of reflect their personality and their stuff.
Sure. So in regard to Vermont Customs, here we are heading towards Christmas. Pretty much gift card territory now?
Yeah, that's about it. I mean, we are pretty booked through Christmas into New Year's, so really no time for presents other than if they're looking for like one of our metal cutout flags or things like that we have in stock.
Whip it out pretty quick, yeah.
Well, we have a lot of those in stock.
You do,
so
that's right, okay.
That stuff we can get. Other than that, it'd be really gift cards at this point.
Sure. All right, so let's look at 2026, first quarter and the second quarter. I mean, what are you talking here?
So, it'd be time now. Certainly, we're filling fast on both businesses. So it'd be time to get talking about, somebody who we talked to at the fair maybe, or somebody who's got a motorcycle project, a longer term project that they want done, things of that nature. People, more railings for balconies, bigger projects like that.
Yeah.
It's really, come talk to us now so we get you in the list because like I said, we're filling fast. And
if you're looking for specialty stuff, especially Bob and Gabe and
Jasper.
Jasper, there you go. You don't want to leave him out of the picture here, right? It's a team effort there. And Wild Vermont Customs and Wise Enterprises. So, yeah, there's a lot of things you guys can do people don't realize. So if you are listening and you got something that's maybe, where am I going to have that done? Maybe Wild Vermont Customs can do it for you because you got your overlap with your businesses. One lends to the success of the other to a certain degree, I would assume.
It does for sure. And, we do a lot of fabrication for Wise Enterprises as well as Wild Vermont Customs. So a lot of that tooling is kind of overlapping. And this chestnut producer project we got, we're going to be hopefully the United States kind of designed crates to haul the chestnuts around. So he's placing such a big order. It's going to give me the opportunity to buy a bigger, better piece of equipment than anything we have right now to make that fabrication that much faster and give us that many more options.
Sure. You'll continue to give us updates in regard to that. So when do you break ground, so to speak?
So we're hopefully by the end of the year, he's going to give me a deposit to start making some of the totes to start hauling the chestnuts around and collecting them.
Yeah, okay.
The building renovation, so this is going to go into like a early 1800s barn. So that's going to be kind of shored up and made so it still looks like 1800s barn, but inside is going to be a modern processing facility.
Good.
And that'll probably happen second quarter, third quarter next year.
Yeah, got a lot of stuff happening in 2026 then.
Oh, yeah.
With Wild Vermont Customs and Wise Enterprises.
For sure.
Yeah, all right, good. So let's see. Hunting season's going to be coming to an end. If hunters are sitting around and thinking they want something a little different in regards to their stock or any of that, they can talk to you and you'll give them some advice.
Yeah, and now would be a good time to do it. Anybody who's had success, if you want to do like a dipped skull, now's the time to get that stuff into us so we can get you in the list for that.
So that's a good alternative if you don't want to go the taxidermy route. You can do that and turnaround times quicker and I assume a lot less money.
Oh, substantially less. Yeah, we could do a dip skull for about $125 usually.
Okay.
It depends a little bit on what kind of print you want on it, but
Yep.
usually it's around $100 or $125 to dip a skull.
Sure.
Taxidermy now they're up to around $1,000 to do a head mount. So
yeah, nothing against that. I mean, if that's the route you want to go, we all know it's going to be more expensive. But if you want to try a different route, talk with Bob and Gabe.
Well, and we like to keep something of all of our trophies.
Sure.
So that's where we started dipping the skulls because now even if we get a doe during bow, we can dip the skull.
Yeah.
And we make plaques sometimes and we don't dip the skull. We make a plaque, or sometimes we make a plaque and we hang the dipped skull on the plaque.
Yeah,
so
and that's the other thing. Bear in mind if you do go that route, you can do the plaque.
Yeah,
and customize it whatever you want.
We've got I've made two different plaques that Gabe and I have used in Jasper for bow season. We've got two different designs that we made for muzzleloader season.
Sure.
So and someone, if they've got a different kind of idea of what they want, we can do that too.
Is some of this available to see at your Facebook page?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll be scrolling through, but yeah, it should be on the Facebook page. You'll see some of those.
And see some of the other stuff that you guys do as well. All right. So they can also contact you by going to your Facebook page.
Definitely the best way.
All right. Good. Well, as we get closer to Christmas, as we said, holiday cards would be a good idea. But if you're looking at projects in 2026, start talking to Bob and Gabe about it now.
That would be it.
All right. Thanks.
We'll see you.
It's 21 minutes after 7 here at your country, WYKR. Good morning, Stephen, John, and friends. We take it at 9 o'clock this morning, and still a lot to come, including an updated look at the weather forecast moments away with Mark Breen. And we'll be chatting with Mark shortly after 7:30, right after the birthdays and the anniversaries. And then 7:45, a conversation with Ted Cooper from Wells River Chevrolet. Speaking of Wells River, I have got today's great tasting menu specials that are available at Tuttle's Family Diner right here in downtown Wells River. And let's see, they include the Tuttle's Chicken Burger, which is a fried chicken burger with lettuce, cheese, and Thousand Island dressing, along with chips and pickle. They also have the Monshire Farm Texas Slaw Burger with barbecue sauce topped with coleslaw. You can get French fries or tater tots, and then they have their famous haddock sandwich available with chips and pickle, and their soup is cabbage kielbasa, the seafood, haddock, and scallops today. And you can order these specials, or you can go to the regular menu and order when you enjoy your lunch today at Tuttle's Family Diner right here in downtown Wells River. Before we check out the forecast again for the listening area, I do want to remind you it's going to be at the American Legion in Woodsville, a New Year's Eve party. It's coming up with Carly Blood. The doors open at 7 p.m. A lot of fun. It's going to happen as Ring In 2026. Tickets are only $25 per person, and get your tickets soon as they will be selling out soon. And you can check out the American Legion in Woodsville for additional details and to get tickets. We'll be updating you on the forecast for the listening area momentarily, but we have a few other things we want to pass along, including the 8 o'clock hour, as we'll come out of the 8 o'clock news chatting with Lorenzo Wilhite and Jonathan Hobbs from Wells River Savings, your good neighbor bank. And we'll move on to a conversation with Valley Floors, and then our monthly conversation with Dana Huntington and North Haverhill Agway. And then Brian Kuba and Maddie were in from Cottage Hospital a couple of days ago, and we'll listen to that conversation sometime between 8:30 and 9 this morning. So, yeah, we have a busy morning coming up here at Your Country WYKR. Right now, though, we'll be taking a break, and then when we come back, we'll look at the forecast for the listening area.
Yep, holiday shopping time is here again. I always stop at Gateway Sports there in Wells River. You can find stocking stuffers for those hunters and sportsmen, all of them folks on your list, new and used firearms, all the gear for muzzle load, ammo, holsters, you know what I mean. My buddy Gary even looks a lot like Santa, but don't tell him I said so. It's Christmas gift shopping time. Why don't you head over to Gateway Sports there in Wells River, just before the bridge on 302. Don't blink, you'll miss it. Ho, ho, ho!
24 minutes after 7, holiday shopping is convenient at Woodsville Power Equipment. Stop in, check it out with Bobcat on the lot and all of the top brands that you're looking for, with sales, service, parts, repairs, rental equipment, and a whole lot more, including Milwaukee equipment, which has been added recently at Woodsville Power Equipment, located at 4942 Dartmouth College Highway. And maybe you need to get your spring equipment serviced, or you need some brand new stuff. Now would be a good time to make a deal. 603-747-2322. At Bobcat of Woodsville, they'll help you dig for success with a variety of Bobcat equipment, plus attachments, accessories, and replacement parts, including tires, tracks, filters, and lubricants, all backed by factory-authorized service that you can depend on. Bobcat of Woodsville understands that you rely on your equipment for your livelihood and success. Make Bobcat of Woodsville work for you. Visit Bobcat of Woodsville, 4942 Dartmouth College Highway.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast, some periods of snow showers off and on during the day. There could be a dusting to an inch, especially over the higher terrain. Blustery, colder, temperatures holding steady near 32. Tonight, scattered snow showers decreasing later at night, another dusting overnight, colder, lows 20 to 25. Saturday, clouds breaking for increasing sun, highs around 30. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
And our temperature continues to fall. We've gone from 28, 29 degrees down to 26.5 as we speak under mostly cloudy skies. Updated weather brought to you by Woodsville Power Equipment. Stop in, check them out. They're at 4942 Dartmouth College Highway in Woodsville. Stop in and check out Bobcat of Woodsville and all the great pieces of equipment they have available at Woodsville Power Equipment. Church right here, WYKR, WTWN. That's called the Hands of Time. And we'll be sprinkling in some holiday music, and pretty intense over the weekend, and then backing off next week. And then we'll be picking up the pace, and you'll hear more Christmas songs as we get closer to Christmas Day. Cohos Chamber of Commerce has a lot of activities going on. Go online, check it out, as they're online at cohos.org. And there's a lot of other things that are available to see and do as we head through the holiday season, and we'll be passing along a lot of that information. So all you have to do is keep it dialed in to 101.3 WYKR. All right, we're getting set to take a look at the birthdays and the anniversaries on a Friday. Today is the 28th day of November, 2025, and we only have 4 birthdays, no anniversaries today, being brought to you by the Swenson Insurance Agency in Bradford. A few reminders from them that if you need an insurance quote or you have insurance questions, they look forward to helping you out. All you have to do is stop in and give them a call. They're right there in Bradford, the Swenson Insurance Agency, that brings you the birthdays and the anniversaries. And we ask you to get your information into us. We like to see it a couple of days in advance. That way it gives us time to prepare for the day of your birthday or anniversary wish. It's Friday, November 28th. Here are the birthdays being celebrated today that we have on our list. Matthew Kopp, Brett Darling, Lincoln Chase, and Andy Marshall all have birthdays today. If you see any of these people, be sure and wish them a great day. And if you have a wish you'd like on the radio, get it to us as soon as you can. Again, celebrating birthdays today, Andy Marshall, Lincoln Chase, Brett Darling, and Matthew Kopp on a Friday, November 28th, 2025.
So where's the big deal?
Holy shmoly, it's Matt LeCuyer from the Auto Saver Group, St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. The Black Friday sales event is on, and we're turning up the savings on one of Jeep's most iconic SUVs. Right now, lease a brand new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo X for just $449 per month for 42 months with zero money down. That's right, zero money down. You're driving a brand new Jeep Grand Cherokee with legendary Jeep capability, premium comfort, and style that stands out everywhere you go. Whether you're cruising Vermont or New Hampshire, scenic back roads, tackling winter head-on, the Grand Cherokee delivers a perfect blend of power, safety, and sophistication. But hurry, these Black Friday deals won't last long. Come see us today at St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on Memorial Drive, just past the railroad tracks, or visit us online at stjohnsburycdjr.com.
Stock number SJ 25139. 10,000 miles per year, 35,000 total miles, 30 cents per mile over. Tax title registration extra. Must have a current Stellantis brand lease and household to qualify. First payment due at signing.
The Black Friday sales event is happening right now at St. Johnsbury Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Distracted driving can take many forms, such as changing music, eating, or talking on the phone. But the most dangerous by far is texting while driving. Although it may seem harmless in the moment, it takes your hands off the wheel, your eyes off the road, and your mind off driving. A dangerous and sometimes deadly combination. Be a responsible driver. Turn on an auto reply feature or app that notifies your friends and family that you're driving and cannot reply. Or better yet, turn off your phone entirely. Please, pledge to never drive distracted. It's not worth your life or anyone else's. Take it from me and MMG, protecting your piece of the world.
The Swenson Insurance Agency of Bradford is an independent agency that represents regional and national insurance companies to meet your insurance needs. The professional staff can provide you with the expertise you deserve to make the best insurance buying decisions. Service is their best policy at the Swenson Insurance Agency, Bradford. All right, the familiar voice of Mark Breen. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Stephen.
All right, glad to have you back.
Glad to be back.
Yeah, good Thanksgiving for you?
Yeah. I had a really, I don't know, just seemed like a really good meal, but maybe it's because I was out in the woods for the past week. So.
Oh, okay, good for you, tromping around out there. Awesome. All right, hey, question, do we have any lake effect weather around here?
Yeah, so when we think about, lake effect snows, and they show pictures like, Buffalo's kind of the classic place, but other places out in New York State and out Michigan and so forth, we don't get that direct effect. However, the moisture sometimes can reach all the way east into New Hampshire, and of course, think of it this way: when it first comes off the lakes, when it has its greatest amount of moisture, it's snowing like crazy there, and it gradually becomes less and less as it gets here. So we get flurries and snow showers and that sort of thing. In fact, I'm looking out the window at some flakes of snow floating around right now. On the other hand, it does, in this particular case, the snow actually is shifting. It has to do with the winds. Winds are blowing it right now toward us, but over the next, 4 or 5 hours, it's going to shift it down to southern Vermont and the Berkshires of Massachusetts. So it's kind of interesting where these bands of snow end up setting up. Of course, there have been places out in New York State they've had 30 inches of snow.
Our mountains around here, I guess, have been getting a pretty good charge of snow as well, haven't they?
Yeah, they've done well so far this November, and so good news is, of course, we did have that warm weather that came in, earlier this week. Sort of knocked down some of the snow, especially at mid elevations, but the higher elevations, it's still there, and now they're adding to that, and some snowmaking going on. I know some folks like to get out, just after Thanksgiving and do some early season skiing, so that's going to be out there.
Yeah, all right, so we're transitioning in a hurry. First day of winter is just a few days away, actually. So what about the weather pattern? What is going on as we transition?
Yeah, so one of the things I've been looking at, and this is something that, in some ways it's been going on since the dawn of time, but specifically there's something going on in the very upper atmosphere. I'm talking 20, 30 miles above us, which is, by the way above even the normal weather that we talk about. The largest, tallest thunderstorms only get about 10 miles high. So we're talking well above cloud level, but in that layer, there's sometimes some warming that takes place. And when that happens, it actually causes a little shift in the pattern so that the cold air, which builds up near the North Pole, then starts to shift and head southward. And so we get to this, we've kind of heard that overused phrase, the polar vortex. But it really isn't as unusual as the media and social media makes it out to be. It happens every year. Sometimes it happens multiple times. And it's essentially, think of it this way. When we have those spells of deep winter cold, that's the polar vortex. And like I said, some winters it only happens maybe once, and some winters it may happen several times. But anyway, that's the idea that's going on right now. And that kind of fits into how I was sort of imagining the winter weather forecast. I said a couple of weeks ago that I would have that at the end of this month, and so I've been pulling all the information together. The way it's looking like, and this kind of ties in with that idea of this polar vortex and some cold air coming in for December, is that December in general is going to be colder than average and snowier than average. Now, that's kind of a very general thing. You can't get very specific because, and I know people look on their phones and they get a rate, forecast that's, 10, 20, 30 days out. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's accurate. And so, in fact, after about 5 or 6 days, the accuracy for forecasts goes down to about 50%, which is pretty much a coin toss. Isn't that the truth? But I know people like to look at it on their phones and so forth. But what I'm saying is that rather than being specific about, it's going to snow on this day and it's going to be this temperature, 15 days from now, it's going to be colder than average for the entire month. It's going to be probably snowier than average for the entire month, but there could be mild spells in there. Depending on the timing of those, that could affect whether we see a white Christmas or not. There's all kinds of fussy details that, I wish that I did, know weeks in advance, but that just doesn't happen.
And our listeners should bear in mind the forecasts that the meteorologists put together for us at the Fairbanks Museum are more specific to this area.
Oh, yeah. We one of the fortunate things about forecasting here for many years is that you get a sense of how a particular type of storm affects us. Storm tracks, where it snows or rains more or less, how the winds change, all those kinds of things. In fact, a good example of that, last Wednesday, it was around 45, 46 degrees, but I was traveling from south to north. And I can tell you, down in southern New Hampshire, it was 58 degrees, and then I got up to about the Tilton area, and all of a sudden temperature started going down, and by the time I got up to Plymouth, also it was down in the 40s. And so that's something that's very typical here. And again, like you said, we can really localize the forecast here.
Definitely can. Mark Breen is with us, our weekly conversation shortly after 7:30, brought to you by Hatch Lane Farm in North Haverhill. All right, we haven't focused too much attention on astronomy lately. What you got for us this morning?
Yeah, so, it's kind of tough to focus on astronomy because it's cloudy most of the time.
Yeah, true.
Boy, but if we do get some clear skies, say middle to end of next week, we will get a view of the full cold moon, specifically on Thursday, but Wednesday night, Thursday night, both nights, it will simply look full to anybody. And so that's coming up. And that's actually good timing because, okay, so the full moon, that's on the 4th. By the time we get to the 12th and 13th, the moon will be just a thin crescent in the morning skies. And why is that helpful or good timing? The Geminid meteor shower peaks near the 12th and the 13th of December. Now, it's not as well known as the Perseid meteor shower in August. However, it's actually more prolific. It actually produces up to 100 meteors per hour. It can be quite the display if it's clear. Well, if it's clear and if you want to stand outside when it's 0.
Yeah. Really, two variables there.
But it's a great meteor display.
Yeah, two extremes, warm in the summertime and cold in the wintertime, that's for sure.
Yes, indeed.
Heading to winter in a hurry, we certainly are. Mark Breen is with us. All right, so we have the holiday weekend forecasts, right?
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
And it starts out with some snow in the air. Some flurries, snow showers. There'll be more numerous over the hills where we could see a dusting to an inch up across the high terrain. Temperatures aren't going to change much during the day, holding right around 32. And then tonight, snow showers. Again, maybe a dusting, but that should finally taper off by later on tonight, 20 to 25 when you wake up tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow, I think the clouds are going to give way to some sunshine. Temperatures will be up around 30 degrees, very similar to today temperature-wise. And then after a clear start Saturday night, the clouds roll in because we've got some light snow that should be moving in on Sunday. It may mix a little bit of rain in the afternoon, but we may get another coating of snow, a little hint of winter on Sunday with temperatures in the 30s.
It's coming, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
All right, Mark. Well, enjoy this holiday weekend.
Well, thank you. And you too, everybody out there.
Yeah, we'll talk with you soon. Thanks for the update.
Great. Yep, thanks.
Mark Breen is the meteorologist, been there a long, long time at the Fairbanks Museum. And we certainly appreciate Hatchland Farm, Wicked Good Dairy Delights, and Profile Meats in North Haverhill providing the weekly conversation to the listeners from the Fairbanks Museum and the Planetarium right there in St. Johnsbury. Hatchland Farm is currently holding their annual milk drive that will benefit local individuals and families in need. Vouchers can be purchased now at Hatchland Farm Wicked Good Dairy Delight store on Route 10 in North Haverhill. Vouchers will be distributed to local food pantries. You can donate as much as you would like. Consider rounding up your Hatchland purchases towards the drive or donating a specific amount. These vouchers can only be redeemed at the Hatchland Farm Wicked Good Dairy Delights in North Haverhill. For more information, stop by the store. Give the gift of milk this holiday. Some holiday shopping locally, 7:43 here in the listening area with a temperature hanging around 27, 28 degrees. We'll check the forecast out for you again momentarily. Small Business Saturday, holiday market, all kinds of fun things happening in Bradford with the Bradford Business Association. And we'll be broadcasting live for a couple of hours from downtown Bradford this coming Saturday. So if you can't make it to town, you can enjoy the entertainment by keeping it right here, 101.3, and also at AM 1100. A few other things we wanted to pass along here in the listening area. A reminder, the Jazzy's Children Fund will have their craft vendor fair coming up Saturday, December 6th. It'll be from 9 to 3, and that'll be at Blue Mountain Union School. Food will be available for breakfast and lunch, and a busy day for Santa. Santa will be there all day. Also, there's going to be a pop-up story time with Mrs. Claus, Monday, December 8th at 6:30 p.m. That'll be at the Robert E. Clifford Memorial Building in Woodsville with cookies and cocoa. Photo time will be available. And this event is by donation and supported by the Haverhill Parks and Recreation Committee. And as we said earlier, go to cohas.org and you can find out all kinds of things that are happening here in the local listening area over the next few weeks. That's Cohas, COHASE.org. Some of the things happening here in the listening area. Ted Cooper will be joining us momentarily, but first we have a couple of important. 28 degrees. We check the weather again. It's brought to you by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. You can visit them online at barharbor.bank. Award-winning banking every day across northern New England. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Bar Harbor Bank and Trust helps businesses succeed. We're proud to be recognized by Forbes and Newsweek as one of America's best banks multiple years running. We can help you get the financing you need quickly and improve your cash flow. With over 50 branches and 90 ATMs across northern New England, we make managing your business easier. Whether your business is growing, expanding, or evolving, we can make it happen together. Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. Good things happen when we work together. Member FDIC.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast, some periods of snow showers off and on during the day. There could be a dusting to an inch, especially over the higher terrain. Blustery, colder, temperatures holding steady near 32. Tonight, scattered snow showers decreasing later at night, another dusting overnight, colder, lows 20 to 25. Saturday, clouds breaking for increasing sun, highs around 30. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
All right, we're approaching 7:47, 28 degrees. That is the weekend weather, brought to you by Bar Harbor Bank and Trust. You can visit them online at barharbor.bank. Award-winning banking every day across northern New England. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. From the showroom floor right here in downtown Wells River, Ted Cooper, Wells River Chevrolet. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Well, good morning. Feeling a little bulging from dinner, and hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving.
Indeed.
And as I said, now you can set your scales back 10 pounds. Make you feel better.
Ted, can you believe we're rolling towards the end of November 2025 already?
I don't know where it went.
My word.
I really don't. But, you know, every year it seems to go faster and faster. Of course, that's true. The older you get, each year is a smaller increment of the whole. So,
it's the truth.
You know?
That is the truth.
That's what happens.
It is.
But, so here it is, Black Friday, as they call it. And every new vehicle on our lot has a well-displayed red tag. So it's GM red tag sales going on right now. And a lot of incentives available, including 0% financing on trucks right now. There are even, $4,000 off 2,500 LT crew cabs. We never had money off on those before. We got a good selection of them. I've got a brand new dump body truck in here. There's $5,000 off of that one. And what else do I have? I've got like $4,000 off of 2,500 crew Trail Boss, just to mention a few. And as you've driven by, you've seen that our inventory is looking pretty stout, which is a good thing. So, among other things, we got a whole bunch of brand new Chevy Traverses, and Equinoxes, Trax, Trailblazer, and, as good a selection of pre-owned trucks and SUVs as I've seen in a really long time. So, people are busy. People are trading stuff. We are stepping up on the trades. We just got 2 days left in this month. We'd like to catch up a little bit because it started off a little bit slowly. So I will only tell you that if you are seriously considering buying a vehicle, you're coming at the right time if you're here today or tomorrow.
Good timing. Good timing.
On all our pre-owned stuff, they're all marked down with sale prices clearly marked on the windshields with the payment scenario. It's no tricks, and transparency is our trademark. We've got a good process here, and we look at your trade-in. We do a thorough appraisal. Our appraisal process starts with getting VIN and mileage, doing a walk-around, taking pictures. We send that information up to our used car headquarters up in St. Jay, the Auto Saver Group headquarters. That gets multiple eyes on them. And, it sort of like sets up like a mini auction situation. And in most cases, that means that the customer gets a better value than if we were just looking at it ourselves. And obviously, we're here to make deals. But, again, to make it a pleasant and transparent process, nothing up our sleeves, and we don't play games. And I think that's why people keep coming back to us, and we're forever grateful for that. And, here we are at Thanksgiving. We have a lot to be thankful for. This has been a great year. Year ain't over yet. We got another month. And, we'd like to welcome our existing customers back again and again, and we have thanked them very much for their referrals. It's been a big month for referrals. So that's pure gold to us. So that we greatly appreciate. So once again, it is our privilege to be able to serve our customers like this, and we greatly appreciate it.
Ted Cooper speaking, of course, being at Wells River Chevrolet a long, long time, and some great words this morning.
Yeah, well, anyway, we're open today from 8 to 6, and tomorrow from 9 to 4. And so we would welcome you, and, stay safe, everybody. Again, hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Traffic wasn't too awful. I had to do a quick round trip down to the Boston area. Just got back a few minutes ago. And, it was fine. People are behaving themselves a little bit this year.
It's another thing to be thankful for. Hey,
exactly.
Yeah, Ted, okay, we certainly appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. Update from Wells River Chevrolet. We'll be talking the next time. Boy, we'll be really getting close to Christmas. It looks like Friday the 12th we'll get together and find out what's happening at Wells River Chevrolet.
I look forward to it. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Ted. Most of us are not prepared to plan and carry out a funeral ceremony when a loved one passes. Ricker Funeral Home and Cremation Care in Woodsville understands the importance of a meaningful and personalized funeral to assist with the healing process during mourning. Their licensed funeral directors know the key decisions a grieving family must make. They will take the time to assist you with the necessary and required legal documentation and handles all of the details to create a unique and meaningful funeral or memorial service for your loved one. For additional information, contact Ricker Funeral Home in Woodsville.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast, some periods of snow showers off and on during the day. There could be a dusting to an inch, especially over the higher terrain, blustery, colder, temperatures holding steady near 32. Tonight, scattered snow showers decreasing later at night, another dusting overnight, colder, lows 20 to 25. Saturday, clouds breaking for increasing sun, highs around 30. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
Thank you, Mark. It's 7:54, pretty much mostly cloudy skies, and we're at 28 degrees. Updated weekend weather brought to you by Ricker Funeral Home and Cremation Care in Woodsville, locally owned, family operated. Understanding the benefits of pre-planning has prompted many to take the step to plan their own arrangements for Ricker Funeral Home, either in person or online at rickerfh.com. For additional information, call 603-747-27. Protect the things that matter with the help of Alarmco, a security and protection company based in Bradford. Alarmco specializes in home and business security fire systems, video surveillance, safes, audio-visual equipment, networking, and phone systems. In addition to installation services, Alarmco also provide monitoring and repair services for a wide variety of systems. With the help of Alarmco, you will be able to view your property from the palm of your hand. For a free, no-obligation quote and see what Alarmco can do for you, visit their website at alarmcovt.com.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast, some periods of snow showers off and on during the day. There could be a dusting to an inch, especially over the higher terrain, blustery, colder, temperatures holding steady near 32. Tonight, scattered snow showers decreasing later at night, another dusting overnight, colder, lows 20 to 25. Saturday, clouds breaking for increasing sun, highs around 30. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
All right, 6 minutes after, the temperature's been kind of up and down this morning. We started around 30, went down to 26. Now we've seen 27 to 28, which is where we sit right now. And that is the updated holiday weekend weather. It's brought to you by Alarmco. You can stay notified on what's going on in your home or business, even when you're away. You can connect your security, your lights, locks, thermostats, video, and more for seamless automation and control. You can contact them today for a free, no-obligation quote and see what they can do for you at Alarmco. They are locally owned and locally operated and have been for over 30 years. See a lot of the signs here, here and there and everywhere that the place is protected by Alarmco. Probably you guys have seen them. Yeah,
for sure.
Good.
For sure.
All right, Lorenzo's with us, and so is Jonathan, both from Wells River Savings, a Good Neighbor Bank, and a good Thanksgiving for both of you, I assume, hopefully.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah,
very nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving's always kind of weird. I mean, we have thanks, but right in the middle of the week, right?
Yeah.
It seems like
It does. It always, like we were talking earlier, it makes today just kind of an odd day because you're trying to, it's not Monday, but it kind of feels like it because you had a day off.
Yeah.
And then you're just trying to get yourself going again, but yeah, it'll be good.
Right.
Branch foot traffic is usually busy
Mhm.
today.
Yeah.
With folks coming in and headed out shopping and
Right.
little cash.
Needing
and
some cash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cash for those great deals that you can get out there.
Certainly. All right. So, what's our conversation about today in regards to an update at Wells River Savings Bank?
I think today just more of a conversation about community banking, why we kind of do what we do, how we believe in that model, and really think it's still very important today to, that know your customer, the ability to be able to be there and really be that local bank. I think both, John and I really believe in that, and that's kind of what we wanted to spend a little bit of time, talking about today is that, we are a small community bank, but that doesn't mean we're small as far as we don't offer many services, we can't do things. We can do all the other stuff. And I think sometimes people don't think that, or think, well, they're a smaller bank, they do good at certain things. Well, what we pride ourselves on is that we'll go that extra step and spend the time with the customers that they need, but also have the online services and things to make it convenient that you don't have to come into the bank for everything.
Yeah. It's like shopping local. Support local, but you also get that local service at Wells River Savings Bank.
Exactly.
Jonathan, you're new to the Wells River.
I am.
Yeah.
Settling in nicely.
Good for
I
you.
feel like each week we make progress. I make progress towards sort of the background is there for me. I've been in banking for quite a while. It's different forms and computer programs and stuff. And Lorenzo's team, most particularly in the loan department where I work, a really good staff that have welcomed and they're patient with me as I learn the different computer programs. So we're trudging along here towards the end of the year.
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
the background and the experience brings so much to wherever you work when you have experience.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
It's key.
Yeah, and really super important to have the people in place to help to make us successful. Local lenders from Thetford back here to Wells River, local people in the offices. The decisions are made here, and I think it's a benefit to our community that you're dealing with people who understand their businesses.
Well, we still want to be that bank too that, you can still stop in. You can stop in and talk to John. You can, we've got Brian George, who is an up and coming learning the commercial loans. He's our junior lender who is another one who really kind of believes in our community and the things that we do. And, we have Crystal, who covers a large area for us from down south. So I think everybody's got that same thought process, and then you look at the consumer side. We have, you can come in, Irene's great. Irene will meet with someone and discuss whatever she needs to, as much as she needs to help them make sure they're making the right decision if they're looking at buying that car or maybe buying a lawnmower. It's just, it's so diverse, but we feel we need to be there and be able to take the time. Call us as many times as you need to. Stop in and see us and talk it through so you're making the right decision.
And is the turnaround time relatively pretty quick nowadays in regard to what you just said, some of RV or snowmobile or something?
It is. On the consumer side, especially, we can turn those around pretty quick. The biggest piece is getting the information that we need. If using Irene again, for example, if she's asking for certain things to make sure once we get the stuff that we need, we on our end we can act and move pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Which in that lending scenario is vital. People are anxious to make the purchase, and we don't want to slow that down.
Sure. So maybe a little bit more clarity. Go back to the beginning of our conversation. We're kind of explaining the community bank. How is that different than some of the other banks?
Yep. So the biggest difference is really all the deposits and things that we take in. they go back out into our community. We just, we're not sending, our footprint is not so big that if we're taking deposits in Wells River, most of those funds are being loaned out within our market area. And then I think the other thing is that local decision making. We can sit in our loan committee and discuss a loan or a project that maybe somebody has brought to us, and someone in that room, if not all of us, will know exactly where that location is. We can drive over there and look at it and have a conversation with the potential borrower, and it just makes it a much more comfortable exchange, I think, for everybody. But we really understand what's happening. It could be right within one of our communities, and we understand what that impact. We know the economics of it, and so that lets us have a lot deeper. And our decisions, unfortunately, they can be different because we see our customers in the grocery stores, we see our customers in the ball game. So it changes. You're not just looking at it from a computer screen and trying to decide what is really happening here. We actually understand, and we can talk to the people.
And you'll actually get out there and get your hands dirty. You're not just going to sit in the office and make the decisions. You're going to get out there and actually travel, I assume, John.
For sure.
He smiles. Yeah, that's a lot to that.
That's the fun part. Yeah, is
good for you.
to kind of kick the tires, if you will.
Yeah.
Meet people for breakfast, things like that.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite is to meet for breakfast. I also want to touch on we're all kind of waiting for the interest rate environment to settle and home pricing. We have Chelsea and Roxanne on staff as our residential lenders for home equity loans, sort of your traditional first mortgages, lines of credit. So if the market frees up a little, or you find yourself needing a little extra for some projects, please stop in. Chelsea's primarily located in Thetford, but would meet at any branch, and Roxanne is in Wells River, and likewise would go to the customer's most convenient branch.
So if somebody's thinking about building or buying in the new year, but they're not quite sure, but they want to get things all lined up, they can meet with you, even if they don't have anything in mind yet, just to know what they can afford, what the payments would be, escrow and all that stuff, so to speak.
And we actually encourage that. I think it makes the process better, and lets everybody kind of understand what's going to be expected. It's a big project. It's hard. It's a lot on us to manage, but if we all go into it together and understand the expectations we have, it's better for the customer, and then also it allows them to really understand, kind of what they can afford and where that needs to go.
Sure.
Yeah, and just to add to that a little bit, we're fortunate that we have a lot of good local contractors in the area who have worked with the bank for a number of years. And sort of it's almost a triangle, if you will, where the bank, customer, and the contractors can come together. And we're all striving to do the same thing, which is provide a good product for the borrower and complete a successful project. So.
Of course, we know the next big holiday falls on a Thursday, which is Christmas, and you've already committed to come in the day after Christmas already on a Friday.
Oh yeah, nothing stops us from coming to the radio station.
Any final comments as we wrap up this holiday season, Black Friday, heading into the holiday weekend in December and the new year ahead? John?
Well, we welcome everyone to please stop in. Our branches will be getting festive really soon.
Good.
We've got a week of sort of Christmas spirit week, if you will, where we'll be posting pictures on Facebook. Our friend Cassie, who is in the marketing department, will keep us all in line and let us know if we're supposed to wear red or a snowman or green. So those are some things to look forward to in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think, like you said, we're open normal business hours today. Okay. Our drive-ups are open tomorrow. And, I think the biggest thing is that, it's the end of the year, and this is a good time of year to kind of reevaluate a lot of your financial situation. And we have a great financial advisor on staff that is a good time to come in and just kind of kind of talk things through and really look at what might be the best for you or some changes that you can make going into the new year. So, kind of to piggyback on what John said is, we're here for everybody. Stop in. From some fun stuff going on at the branches here over the next couple of weeks. So just stay tuned.
Awesome. Wells River Savings, your good neighbor bank. Good to see both of you. Lorenzo Wilhite and Jonathan Hobbs.
Thank you.
All right, we're 17 minutes after 8 o'clock. Another update on the weather just moments away.
Outdoor Almanac with Peter St. James. Brought to you by New Hampshire Fish and Game's Wildlife Journal.
On previous editions of Outdoor Almanac, I've talked about tree stand safety and, in some cases, getting landowner permission. But this fall, I've spoken with tree stand and ground blind hunters that say they don't know anything about this. So I want to press this point again so that you're prepared in the field if a conservation officer checks your stand. Some hunters still think they only need permission if a stand is permanently attached to the tree. Well, that's not entirely true. Anytime you insert anything into the bark of a tree, like a nail, a bolt, a hook to hang your bow or pack, or screw in steps, or if your stand will damage the tree, you need written permission. Plus, if you decide to trim a few tree branches to get a good shooting lane, then you need written landowner permission. Same thing applies if you're setting up a ground blind and you need to do some pruning. And let's face it, we all want to make our first shot count, whether by bow, muzzleloader, or rifle. So we don't want any branches in the way if we can help it. That's fine. Just get permission. It may be a little awkward knocking on someone's door asking for permission to put up a tree stand, but it's not a bad thing. The people I've spoken with are happy I asked because they like to know who's on their land. Wouldn't you if it was your land? Yeah, I thought so. Scouting, sighting in, and a little paperwork, all part of hunting for some of us.
Outdoor Almanac is brought to you by New Hampshire Fish and Game's Wildlife Journal, the magazine for people with outside interests.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. $5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code READY25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code READY25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code READY25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
And a good morning here at Your Country, WYKR, 20 minutes after 8 o'clock. There are a lot of things that are going to be coming up between now and the end of the year. It's the holiday season, and you continue to listen to WYKR, and we'll be running down those things to let you know what is actually going on. And as we've said a couple of times this morning already, the American Legion is already making plans for their New Year's celebration, the New Year's Eve celebration with Carly Blood, with the doors opening at the American Legion in Woodsville right around 7 o'clock New Year's Eve, and Carly Blood will be the evening's entertainment. Tickets are only $25 per person, so be sure to get your tickets if you have interest in going to that. There's also the pop-up story time with Santa Claus, which is coming up on a Monday, December 8th. That'll be at 6:30 at the Robert E. Clifford Memorial Building in Woodsville. And there will be cookies and cocoa, a photo time available, and the event is by donation and supported by the Haverhill Parks and Recreation Committee. Some of the things that are happening here in the YKR listening area that we try to keep you updated and run down on.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
All right, it is time for our conversation, our weekly conversation, that is, with Valley Floors, of course, right there in Bradford at 23 minutes after 8. And, Greg, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing well, Steve, and yourself?
Good. You made it through the holiday, Thanksgiving, and now we head into a busy time of the year, don't we?
We certainly do.
All right, so what does that mean for you at Valley Floors?
Well, I hope it doesn't get much busier for me, unfortunately. I've got a pile of things to do.
Oh, good.
But a bunch of installs, and, everything seems to come in once, at the same time, which it did. But that's all right. I still have slots open for people that want to come in and do estimates and do measurements. And so, yeah, it's good.
Good to hear. All right. So you have been in this department for how many years now?
I've been in this department since the get-go, about 8 years.
Okay. And the product that you carry?
Is Graber, Norman, and Hunter Douglas window shades and coverings, cordless, power view, all kinds of different options and things to do with them. Yeah.
Sure. So what, the people that are new to this, even though you've been doing it for 8 years, what the people that are becoming new and finding out about this at Valley Floors, what's the biggest thing that they learned that they didn't really realize?
I don't know. I think there's a couple of things. Of course, the automation world has taken off, so all these shades are automated, and a lot of them are. You can run them off your phone. You can run them off Alexa, which is, if you're into that, it's really kind of cool, You just sit in your chair and grab your cell phone and pull the shades up, and they go up and down and do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, as we know, as we know in the old days, we had all those cords hanging and all that stuff. That's pretty much been eliminated.
They're getting rid of. Most of your companies are getting rid of the cord because of dangers of young kids getting, wrapped around their neck and that sort of thing. And so most all your companies right now, some of them still have cords, but they're if you have a shade with a cord that needs to get replaced, they're not replacing it with a cord.
All right. And I understand, too, you've got some that are less expensive, too. You can go all the way till they get really expensive, I assume.
Oh, my God, yeah. I can, I've got some that are less, like you said, less expensive up to, it's like buying anything. If you want something less expensive or you want something that's really, really nice, I can do both of them. And, like I said, we do free estimates. We come, we measure, we talk to the client, we bring samples. So, yeah, it's a one-stop shop.
And window coverings is what Greg Hodge handles at Valley Floors in Bradford. And if you want to be guaranteed to see Greg and have him show you all of the things that we talk about here on Friday mornings, call ahead and make an appointment, I assume?
Absolutely. Call ahead, make an appointment, make sure I'm here, and then we'll set a time up. And the nice thing, about it is to have clients come to the showroom because we've got a really nice showroom.
Sure.
And obviously we've got a really nice store here with a lot of other options and merchandise in the store, not just shades.
Yeah.
But, like we do, glass, and for showers, we do carpet and vinyl, and we have a really nice showroom, so people should come in and have a look.
Yeah, you have a beautiful showroom, Greg. It's beautiful.
We do.
All right, as you said, beginning of the conversation, you are busy. You're looking to get even busier in 2026, so we remind our listeners to make an appointment with you.
You betcha.
All right, enjoy the long holiday weekend, Greg.
Yes, I will. You as well.
Thanks for the update.
Thank you so much.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
Yep, there's Greg Hodge right there, Valley Floors in Bradford. Window coverings. Stop in and ask him about it. We'll check out the forecast, and while we're doing that, we'll be heading to North Haverhill and chatting with Dana Huntington at North Haverhill Agway. Meanwhile, this weather forecast as we head into the long holiday weekend is being brought to you by PTO's Repair, now in Fairleigh. Right there on Route 5, PTO's Repair is the local Fisher authorized dealer, available at 222-6152.
It's getting crowded around here. PTO's Fisher Plow dealership is moving to 2320 Route 5, Fairleigh, Vermont, just 3.6 miles south of the traffic light in Bradford. Our new phone number is 802-222-6152. New address, new phone number, but the same great service. Stop by and see us. PTO's Repair, 2320 Route 5, Fairleigh, or on the web at ptosrepair.com. I'm PTO, and I wanted you to know.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast, some periods of snow showers off and on during the day. There could be a dusting to an inch, especially over the higher terrain. Blustery, colder, temperatures holding steady near 32. Tonight, scattered snow showers decreasing later at night, another dusting overnight, colder, lows 20 to 25. Saturday, clouds breaking for increasing sun, highs around 30. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
All right, thank you very much, Mark. Updated weather this time brought to you by PTO's Repair, your local Fisher authorized dealer, 222-6152. Now located on Route 5 at 2320 Route 5 in Fairleigh. Dana Huntington, good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning.
Good to have you along here with us. Dana gives us a monthly update as to what's happening at North Haverhill Agway, and I assume you're heading into a busy time of the year.
Yes, we will be picking up people buying, as we call them, logical gifts, things that people can use every day type things, and as well as everybody, as we remind people, don't forget the pets and all that. Lots of choices for there. But, it is the season.
Good. All right, so Christmas wreath making supplies, people can jump in there and get some stuff there.
You can. We have a good selection of different size wreaths. Of course, we have the wire, and then, of course, we have the other different types of decorations, whether it be as simple as pine cones or things like that, or as fancy as some sort of glass ball or things like that. So we do have a good selection, and, of course, the wire. The only thing we don't have is the tree, the decoration, the greens themselves, I guess is what I should say. We don't have the greens, but we have just about everything else you need to make a wreath with.
That's awesome. And, of course, it's the long holiday Thanksgiving weekend, but we're thinking about Christmas and Christmas plants, aren't we?
Absolutely. Poinsettias are kind of the front and center on the Christmas plants. We do also have cyclamen, paper whites. If people are looking to put some paper whites, lots of times they do it in a marble bowl or something like that. We also have the amaryllis bulbs that are in a pot ready to go. So all you got to do is wet the soil and watch them grow. Put them in a nice sunny side window or something like that, and they really take off and get giant blossoms as we get. It takes probably 2 to 3 weeks to get them to flower. So if people are looking for Christmas plants, we do have some that they could take care of, and beautiful plants this year.
Yeah, North Haverhill Agway with also some advice to go along with them. And you have the really nice toys, the farm replica toys at Agway, don't you?
We do. We have, of course, the Tommy or the Ertl brand. We have a lot of the John Deere ones, of course, but if you're other than John Deere, we try to pick some of the other ones that they offer as well, some of the Farmall, some of the red ones, some of the orange ones. So we do have different types of farm replica toys. We also have a lot of the kits, so if people are looking for a kit to have a place set up, we have a lot of those selection as well. And then you mentioned the toys, the animals, the livestock, the wild animals, the dinosaurs, all that type of stuff from Schleich. Schleich animals make a really great quality, small horses, different things like that. And again, they have lots of sets. So people are looking to do a set, buy a bunch of different ones. And of course, we have the Advent calendar this year as well, which is kind of a cool thing. So those will be needed to be given out pretty quick for the Advent calendars. But yes, great selection of farm replica toys.
Right. The legs were kind of talking about fun. What about your sleds and plastic toboggans there?
We do have that. Of course, luckily we don't need them quite yet, but we do have a good selection of different types of sleds. things like that, so the kids can play. And we also have the jet sleds. We have 3 different sizes of the jet sled, so those are very, very handy, whether it's as easy as or simple as pulling in wood. A lot of times pull wood from the wood pile to the front door to do it, carry wood that way, or if, a lot of fishermen, a lot of deer hunters will use jet sleds. So we have a good selection. We have the three most popular sizes available on the jet sleds.
Yeah, and they are rugged, by the way.
Yes, they are.
What about rodent control this time of the year, Dana?
Well, they're trying to find a nice warm place to go, and our living quarters seem to be the place they like the most. So we have lots of different rodenticides to choose from. We have the single feed rodenticides, which are the most effective. We also have a good selection of traps. They do seem to build a better mousetrap almost every year. People try to put theirs out as the best mousetrap. So we have a good selection of different mousetraps. Repellents, of course, sold an awful lot of repellents for helping people put campers away, cars away, just keeping mice out of areas that you don't want them to be in. And then, of course, the electronic repelling, the pesticators, great item that you plug into your house or into your garage or what have you, and the pulse goes through the electrical wires in your domicile, and they will keep the animals, keep the rodents away. They just kind of sends an irritating sound. They don't run for their life, so to speak, but they do get bothered by it, and they try to find someplace else to go. So pesticators are a great item to start with, and then the traps, and of course the rodenticides, if necessary, is a good way to take care of what's still there.
All right, so let's also look at the cold weather ahead. Your livestock. How do you take care of them?
Well, the de-icers, of course, that's been going on a little bit. Sometimes the ice has been coming over the trough or that type of thing. So we have a great selection of different de-icers, whether it be a pet bowl. We have the chicken waterers that will de-ice. We also have the ones that go into stock tanks or an open type of vessel that will keep water. But we do have those type of things, whether it be sinking or floating. We also have the drain plug ones that you can put into like the Rubbermaid or actually even the metal tanks. We have a de-icer that will go in there. And then, of course, lots of selections of different size buckets. I think we have 2-gallon buckets and 5-gallon buckets, as well as a rubber all rubber bucket, which has a heater in it. And, of course, I mentioned the pet bowls, a couple different sizes on the pet bowls, which work really, really well. A lot of times people will put them in for chickens as well. Just let them get the water out of an open bowl that you can plug in and keep it from freezing solid.
Yeah, and good selection of the work gloves for winter?
We do. Good selection of Kinco. We also have Deerfield leather. Make a fantastic, nice deer skin glove.
Nice.
Yes, not only we talk about men's work gloves, winter work gloves, we also have some more fancier gloves, driving gloves we call them. And, of course, women's. We do have a good selection of women's gloves. A lot of them work gloves, but, again, also the deer skin. And then the children's gloves. We have a number of different, like working like dad's gloves, those type of things. So if people are looking for men's, women's, or children's glove, we should have something that would fit their need to get their work done.
Right. We were talking about the sleds and toboggans and all that stuff. We do need some snow, but we also need some snow to use those shovels, but we need to be prepared, right?
Absolutely, snow shovels and that type of stuff. We'll be getting our whole selection out. We have a few of them. And of course, the snow sleighs. Those are the ones when we get the dumps of snow. People are very looking for the snow sleighs to help clean off flat roofs or do bigger or smaller driveways instead aren't getting mechanically cleaned off. And of course, roof rakes. We do have a couple different roof rakes. A couple of them are telescoping poles, or you can use the one that you put the sections in. And, of course, ice scrapers, chisels, and ice choppers as the ice builds up. And, of course, all the ice melters and all that stuff we have fully stocked at this point.
A lot of things to talk about at Agway. What about reading material? You have some of that, too.
We do, the Old Farmer's Almanac. And that's, of course, it's kind of been a funny thing. The Old Farmer's Almanac, which is out of Dublin, New Hampshire. People are thinking that they're going out of business. It's actually the other one. It's the orange-covered I think they call it Old Farmer's Almanac out of Maine. They've decided to shut down after a couple hundred years, whereas the Old Farmer's Almanac, which is the one that we carry with all the calendars, weather, all those type of things, they're still in business, going strong. They keep sending us notices saying that they're not going out, so that's a good thing. But we do also have not only the paperback Old Farmer's Almanac, but we also have the Old Farmer's Almanac calendars, whether it be a weather one, a moon, a country calendar, a garden calendar, and, of course, the everyday calendar, which has a tear-off thing that you can take a little gander at each day that you need. So if people are looking for calendars or the Old Farmernac, we do have them in stock.
Yeah, right there at North Haverhill Agway. And wild birds and wood pellets are available, too, I hope.
We do. Great selection. Of course, wild bird feeding, that's going strong. So if people are looking for whether it's black oil, we've got a very good price on black oil 40s at this point. Mixed seed. We have a great selection of suet. We have lots of different varieties of flavors of suet. Lots of feeders to choose from. I'm always looking for another new quality type feeder. And, of course, you mentioned wood pellets. 'Tis the season for wood pellets, so we do have 3 different brands. 2 hardwood, which is Cubex and Orford. And then we also have a Fusion is our mixed blend this year. So we should be able to help people out, and we do sell it by the bag, and we do offer it by the ton, and we can deliver. If somebody is in need of delivery, we can do that as well.
And after all of that, there are still many things to see at North Haverhill Agway, including a gift card, a gift certificate.
Absolutely. Gift cards and gift certificates, any amount, are available at any time. So if people are looking for that, we have those. And, of course, we didn't even mention anything about the pets. And we have a great selection of pet foods and pet toys and pet accessories. So if, as we get people that are in need of that type of stuff, we have a lot of choice in the pet area.
Awesome. Thanks for the update, and enjoy the holiday weekend, Dana.
All right. Thank you, Steve. You as well.
Yeah, thank you. At North Haverhill Agway. All right, we'll take a break. Check out the forecast being brought to you by Housewright Construction. How do you define home? Is it your sanctuary? A reflection of your style and values? A playground for your children and grandchildren? However you define it, Housewright Construction can help you create the house that says, welcome home to you. Housewright is your expert Vermont and New Hampshire home builder. They have been partnering with clients since 1985. They build and renovate homes that fulfill their clients' exact visions. Housewright Construction is proud to be able to say that the foundation of their business continues to be their enduring relationships with clients, who return to them as their home visions grow and who refer them to their friends. Try letting Housewright be the builder of the home of your dreams. Welcome home with Housewright. Housewright Construction, Main Street South, Newbury, Vermont. Online at housewright.net.
From the Fairbanks Museum in St. Johnsbury, the forecast, some periods of snow showers off and on during the day. There could be a dusting to an inch, especially over the higher terrain. Blustery, colder, temperatures holding steady near 32. Tonight, scattered snow showers decreasing later at night, another dusting overnight, colder, lows 20 to 25. Saturday, clouds breaking for increasing sun, highs around 30. I'm meteorologist Mark Breen for WYKR.
We're so glad to introduce Kuba Kubikowski again from Cottage Hospital. As we do this the final Friday of the month, we find out, get the top information as to what's happening at Cottage Hospital.
Morning, Stephen. How are you?
I'm good, Kuba. Good to see you
Thanks
again.
for having us back again.
Indeed. Here we are just after Thanksgiving, heading towards Christmas in a hurry. Can you
I
believe
know.
that?
I would like to say yes, but it's a little hard to believe. Time flies a little differently once you have children. So it's crazy that it's already November.
Oh, it's going to be an
or
exciting
December.
time under the tree.
Yes.
All right. So let's introduce our guest today, Kuba.
Yeah, so a few months ago, if any of our listeners remember, we had Brian O'Hearn, our new med-surg and ED director, come on to talk to people about who he is, his background, and then just some of the groundwork that he and his team are looking to lay out and reshape nursing at Cottage Hospital. It was a great conversation, and they have done some tremendous work since then. And for the last few weeks, every time I see Brian, he's like, hey, I know we said we'd give an update in a year, but I want to go on now. I had such a great time. Stephen was so easy to talk to. So I'm like, you know what? Why don't we give everybody an update ahead of the holidays? 6 months in, where are we at? So I brought Brian along, and one of our new nurses, new at the time, not new anymore, Maddie, who only has great things to say about the things that they've done. So I thought she'd be another good asset to bring along to talk about it.
I'm not surprised that Brian is back with us.
I am not either. Hopefully we'll see more of him going forward.
Yeah, good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Maddie.
Good morning.
Nice to meet you. All right, so your update before we actually get into the thick of things today, Brian.
I am thrilled to be bringing Maddie because I think what I'll talk about today is realizing from how we ended last time that it would be a year before I could come back. I just knew it needed to be closer. So this is perfect timing. Looking at the evolution of nursing at Cottage, a lot has happened, Steve, in just really the few months that we've been here. The team has grown to 35 nurses now, and which is just phenomenal. We thought we were in the 20s, a few months ago. So we continue to really recruit top talent. And what is interesting now is that we're in a position where we can invest in that talent. Nurses have the opportunity, as Maddie will share, to really develop not only their practice, but further their profession. And the fact that we can do this at Cottage, I think, speaks volumes to leadership, to really governance. It begins at the top. But it's just an exciting time to be at Cottage.
Yeah.
So I'm thrilled to be back.
And with it being Thanksgiving, I'm sure you've got appreciation for all the nurses that are supporting Cottage Hospital and your patients.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a festive time of year, and it certainly is within the nursing division at Cottage, and as well as the whole Cottage family.
Certainly.
There's a lot of good events there.
So why the growth from the last time you were in here to the numbers that you were just talking about, Brian?
Well, initially we were really rebuilding a team. And so we are to the point now where on our med-surg unit, for example, we have no real full-time openings, which means all the positions are filled. In the OR, very close to being fully staffed as well. In the ER, we have 2 open night shift positions. So while we have built the team and we've gone to great strides and great lengths there, we still have a little bit more to go. But what is really interesting is that we're at a point where we have a solid team, where we're beginning to really understand and invest in strategy for the team. It's one aspect to bring new, fresh people in, and in some cases, nurses have returned. But the key is really to invest in the team once it's formed. And that's the exciting part today. That we're in that position now, and we're beginning to make those moves.
So that's where all this is coming from.
Yeah.
It's a great time at Cottage Hospital, it sounds like.
It is.
And your position is what again, Brian?
So I'm the Director of Inpatient and Emergency Services.
Okay. All right. So you've already expanded a little bit about Cottage and the nursing growth there. Some of the other things that you wanted to talk about before we actually introduce Maddie.
Yeah, the importance of education.
Okay.
So in almost every case, when a new nurse presents to Cassandra and myself or Cass, there's one table that we sit down and talk. You could call it an interview, but we're really talking with our newest nurses. Maddie was one of the first, about the passion of nursing, the direction nursing is going in, the vision of Cottage. And in almost every case, the key question that came back to Cass and I, what about education? How, it's one thing to say that we're investing in the team, but how specifically do you do that? And one of the key acquisitions that just happened, and give our CNO Nat credit here, is that we've hired our clinical educator. And it had been a number of years since we'd had a clinical educator. And that in the nursing world is huge.
So what are you seeing from that all of a sudden?
So immediately that means education that's brought right to the bedside. So before we would try, again, a leadership team and a nursing team that is working almost 100% on patient care, you'll tend to see education done catch as catch can. Having a formal educator on allows that to be more structured at the bedside. And if the more you invest in the team, from a nursing perspective, the stronger the team gets.
Okay, so what about philosophy in regard to that then?
Yeah, philosophy has always been, building a strong team, but building one that really focuses on autonomy and voice of nursing. And feeding education in through that, or providing education and formal education, just furthers that philosophy. But the basic philosophy, I'd say, at Cottage is one of family, one of autonomy, of voice, of autonomy and responsibility for practice.
We've already talked about the expansion of the nurses, but maybe a little bit more. You've got MS, ICU, ED, OR. Talk about those a little bit more briefly, maybe?
Yeah, so we're a critical access hospital, which means at the end of the day, 25 patients max. But it's also a very busy hospital in terms of outpatient services. So when we talk about our OR, we have orthopedics, general surgery, urology, so a number of practices. Along with that comes anesthesia. So a good span of services that are in the outpatient and, if needed be, the inpatient for surgical care. For us, for Maddie and I, we are in the emergency room a good portion of the day, and so just meeting the needs of the community 24/7. And then our med surg and ICU, that's a combined unit, and also a very busy unit this time of year.
Brian O'Hearn is with us. So is Maddie Clark from Cottage Hospital in Cuba. He'll be giving us a brief rundown of some of the other things that are happening at Cottage in the next few weeks and actually the next few months. All right, the culture, maybe some of the leadership that's maybe making things happen there.
Sure, and this is probably a great segue right over to Maddie to talk about the culture of Cottage. We are new to the culture. I've been here, I'll be here a year in April, and Maddie came in a little bit after I did. But so we've joined a culture, but what I would say is first and foremost that it's one that's family oriented. This hospital has served, Cottage has served the community for 120 years, right?
Over
120 years, which is just amazing, and to see the growth. So the in my experience, for larger hospitals, that sense of family may have been present decades ago, but it's really drifted away. It's alive and well at Cottage, and part of that's culture and part of that's history. But it's a strong culture. It's a culture that works hard. It's a culture that celebrates as well.
Yeah.
So that we look for areas where, if we've made improvement, we try to celebrate that.
Yeah.
And then also, and what Maddie's really very good at is looking for opportunity of even better improving process.
Yeah. Oh, I can tell, man. You're really bringing the enthusiasm to our listeners today. So I certainly appreciate it. Brian O'Hearn and of course Maddie Clark, who you're going to introduce. Brian, let's let you do that.
So Maddie is an outstanding nurse first and foremost, and I had the privilege of meeting Maddie at that table for the first time. And during the interview, one thing I remember is that it turned strategic very quickly. So oftentimes in nursing interviews, it's looking, do you have the qualifications for the job? With Maddie, what we talked about was the profession of nursing, the science and the art. Where passion takes you, and compassion for our patients. And so for Maddie to join me today, it's an honor and a privilege to introduce her. She has a very strong clinical background in critical care nursing, emergency nursing, and outpatient surgical nursing.
Okay.
So, and along with that, on the med-surg side as well to help there as well. But you've been a wonderful addition to the Cottage family, and it's just a privilege to have her join us today.
So I always have to ask this question: why did you decide to become a nurse?
Yeah, I think that's a great question.
Yeah.
First, I just want to say I'm honored to be here. It was an honor to join the team at Cottage, and an honor just to be here today talking with you guys. But I didn't have anybody in my immediate family that was a nurse. I really didn't have anybody in my immediate family that had graduated from college yet. And so, very determined person I am, and I was just set out. I was going to do it. I love helping people. I've loved helping people my whole life, and not just helping someone physically, but also just helping, bring a light to people's lives and, making them smile. And I think that is an art. We talk about the art of nursing. Brian shares that our interview became philosophical very quickly as opposed to more rigid and procedural as most interviews can be. I think there's an art to nursing and an art to helping someone feel better that goes beyond the medication you give them, and just being able to help someone leave with a smile, even if their diagnosis wasn't what they really were looking for or intending to. And I started actually as a CNA or LNA.
Okay, yeah.
What you guys call it up here.
Sure.
LNA, yeah.
LNA, yeah. I'm from Kentucky, so we call it things different down there. But that just being able to help people every single day and just give them a smile was something that was incredible to me, and that really drove my passion behind nursing, was just to help people.
Is this going to be your first New England winter?
It's going to be my first full New England winter.
Okay.
Yes, I visited over
Had
the
to ask.
years. Yeah.
Do you know what you signed up for? Doing a great job at Cottage, but we have winters up here.
Yeah, people have
Not to
definitely
scare
prepared
you.
me.
All right.
for
Some of your
winter.
specialties might include what, Maddie? Let's find out.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I started in the ICU out of school. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I enjoyed the critical thinking that went into the ICU. I enjoyed the skills, hands-on nature of it. From the ICU, I transitioned to a little bit of a different schedule, just putting my feelers out, seeing, what I liked the best. And I went to outpatient surgery, which was where I was for a little over a year, right up until I moved to New England. Outpatient surgery is a completely different world from bedside nursing, less of the hands-on skills, or less of the plethora of hands-on skills.
Sure.
It's a more focused skill set.
Sure.
But still, you have the ability to make someone's day better, and that is really where the fulfillment comes for me within nursing, is to just help make someone's day better. Moving up here, I knew that I wanted to, as a young nurse, as a nurse that enjoys to be challenged, I knew I wanted to get back into the nitty-gritty and go back to the bedside and get my hands dirty, per se, and just start honing in on my skill set. And so I joined the team at Cottage, and quickly I transitioned into the ED. There was an opening there, wonderful preceptor, Angie, at the time. She was incredible. She
Good
taught
to
me
hear.
so much, and I really enjoyed just everything that we were exposed to in the ER. You never know what's going to walk through the door. You never know what's going to come through the ambulance bay, and just that element of surprise while being surrounded by an incredible team of providers and nurses, and knowing that Brian and Cass are there at any given moment if we need something, as well as respiratory anesthesia. I mean, we really do just have a close-knit family, and it's something that I thought I was from a small hospital in Kentucky, and then when I was interviewing for jobs up here, and they were like, oh, it's a 25-bed facility, I was like, no, surely you mean like the department's 25 beds. They were like, no, the hospital. Like,
okay.
there's no elevator here. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
It's better on the knees, you don't have to go up and down the stairs.
So it sounds like some of these are the things that brought you to Cottage Hospital. Wow, that's
they
good
are,
for you.
for
Good,
sure.
good to have you along here with us. So it was an immediate transition from Kentucky to New Hampshire, Vermont, then?
Yeah,
Or
to
was
New
it a
Hampshire.
step process to get here?
Yeah, no, so in June, we moved up here, and I was in interviews, and in July, I started my position at Cottage.
Awesome, good for
Yeah,
you.
It was
All right.
wonderful. And what really led to my decision to say yes to Cottage, because they had interviews at a few facilities up here, just getting acclimated,
Sure.
to the area, figuring out where I really wanted my next step to be. What pushed me to say yes to Cottage was the fact that I could tell just from my first meeting with Brian and Cass that they cared. And they didn't just care about the hospital. They cared about you as a person. They cared to hear you. And as Brian shared, it's all about process improvement. Yes, we have done things this way for so long, but is there a better way to do it? And I have been a part of teams and management that don't necessarily care to look at things with an improvement eye. It's just it's working. If it's not broke, don't fix it sort of mindset. Well, just because it's not broke doesn't mean it can't be better.
Sure.
And I really enjoy the fact that Brian and Cass allow us to have that autonomy and have that voice to share, hey, I think maybe we can try this.
Yeah, well, the last time Brian was in here, I could tell he has real passion for this. That's why he's back so soon, because of his passion for the radio now, and also, first and foremost, Cottage Hospital. Kuba, you've done a great job to get these guests in here.
I
too.
try my best. But, again, when you have people like this that work right down the hall from you, it makes it a lot easier to have them come on. And I think having so many people say good things about coming on here and how it's not as scary as maybe people make it out to be, it was a little easier to convince them to come along.
We're going to let him take a break. Brian and Maddie have given us a lot of information in regards to Cottage Hospital, so we'll allow you to give us an update as to some of the things that are coming up during December and maybe even
I appreciate
2026.
It. Yeah, well, it's, as even though we've gone through the big fundraising season and our big events of the year, we have more things coming up. So for those listening, if you live in the Cottage community or the Woodsville area, New Hampshire or Vermont, next week, December 3rd, we are doing our holiday open house. Santa's coming to town, and he wants to meet all the kiddos in the area. So if you have kids, if you got grandkids, if your neighbors have kids, let them know to come down to Cottage Hospital December 3rd from 5 to 7 p.m. If you visit our website, cottagehospital.org, there'll be some more information on there, or our Facebook page. You can read a little bit more about what's going on. But the kids get to meet Santa. They get to write their letters to him. We'll have some crafts and treats for anybody who comes out. We had a great turnout last year, but there was a snowstorm the same night.
Right.
So I'm hoping that this year we'll have some better weather, and we'll get some more people from the area to come out. But it's always a great time when you get to see all the kids in the area, and they get so excited when they get to meet Santa Claus.
This is December 3rd, holiday get-together at Cottage Hospital. What time?
5 to 7 p.m., Steve.
Before we forget, you have a helper today.
I do.
We got to give her some credit.
Well, okay, of course. I didn't want to put her on the spot, so, she hasn't had a chance to speak, and for those who are watching, she's off camera, but we have a new intern who's been working with me, Alicia. So I'm hoping that in the near future, we'll be able to get her out there a little bit more, and she's been a really big help putting a lot of these things together, and it's been fun sharing some of the insights and things that we do with marketing and event planning. So I know she's really excited for the open house as well. She'll be there helping us out.
A real team effort.
Exactly. Always is.
Yeah. So let's find out from Brian and also from Madison their final comments. And again, thank you, because we know you have busy schedules at Cottage Hospital, for getting on here and updating our listeners as to what's happening at Cottage.
Yep. Thanks, Steve.
Yeah.
And it's an honor to be here. So quick shout out to the nurses and to the entire Cottage family, who we work shoulder to shoulder with. And I think in our world, that is just so important. It's respect, and it's a great environment. So a shout out to the entire family there. And I'll stop there.
There you go.
Just to add on to that, we had Cass kind of step in and fill in my spot in the ED just so that we could step away, which is not something that you get in the bigger institutions. You may have more money, you may have more tangible resources, but the intangible things that you really just can't put a number on, you can't cap, is just great teamwork and knowing that you have people to fall back on when you need them. So just thanks again for having us, and it's a pleasure to be here and be a part of the Cottage team, and hopefully I make it through my first New England Christmas.
You do fine.
Well, you got people here to support you.
Yeah,
well,
there we go.
Kuba will get you back here in the spring.
There we
we'll
go.
have Brian
Ideally.
and Madison back in here, and we look forward to that update.
Yeah.
Remind our listeners again, we do this the final Friday of the month. We find out what's happening at Cottage Hospital. Brian O'Hearn and Madison, Maddie Clark, our guests. Kuba, and your final thoughts?
Same, going along the thoughts that Maddie and Brian I had shared. I want to say thank you to everybody at Cottage and to our community who have helped so much with all of the events this last year, for the support that we've received to help continue to invest into the team, into the equipment, into all the things that Cottage needs to do. Being one of the last independent critical access hospitals in New Hampshire, we don't have the extra help that some of these larger institutions have. We don't have the same kind of volume, things like that. So as the giving season comes around, if it's something that anybody in our community is willing or interested in doing, right on our website, you can make a donation as little as $5. Mm-hmm. But, if 100 people do that, it goes a long way, and no amount, big or small, will be turned away. Any kind of amount helps. So we appreciate anybody and everyone who has helped this last year, and we're looking forward to next year and just making it bigger and brighter than ever.
Definitely. We'll get an update the final Friday of December and find out what is happening in 2026 at
I'm
Cottage
looking forward
Hospital.
to it. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you.